We back at chapter 8 of transfers of actionable claims. 130. Oh, 130. Transfer of actionable claims. 1. The transfer of an actionable claim, whether with or without consideration, shall be effected only by the execution of an instrument in writing signed by the transferor or his duly authorized agent, shall be complete and effectual upon the execution of such instrument, and thereupon all the rights and remedies of the transferor, whether by way of damages or otherwise, shall vest in the transferee, whether such notice of the transfer as is hereinafter provided be given or not, provided that every dealing with the debt or other actionable claim by the debtor or other person from or against whom the transferor would, but for such instrument of transfer as aforesaid, have been entitled to recover or enforce such debt or other actionable claim, shall, save where the debtor or other person is a party to the transfer or has received express notice thereof, as hereinafter provided, be valid as against such transfer. 2. The transferee of an actionable claim may, upon the execution of such instrument of transfer as aforesaid, sue or institute proceedings for the same in his own name without obtaining the transferor's consent to such suit or proceedings, and without making him a party thereto. Exception: nothing in this section applies to the transfer of a marine or fire policy of insurance or affects the provisions of Section 38 of the Insurance Act 1938, 4 of 1938. Illustrations: 1. A owes money to B, who transfers the debt to C. B then demands the debt from A, who, not having received notice of the transfer as prescribed in Section 131, pays B. The payment is valid, and C cannot sue A for the debt. 2. Or A affects a policy on his own life with an insurance company and assigns it to a bank for securing the payment of an existing or future debt. If A dies, the bank is entitled to receive the amount of the policy and to sue on it without the concurrence of A's executor, subject to the proviso in subsection 1 of Section 130 and to the provisions of Section 132. 130A. Transfer of policy of marine insurance rep by the Marine Insurance Act 1963, 11 of 1963, S92, WEF 18, 1963. 131. Notice to be in writing signed. Every notice of transfer of an actionable claim shall be in writing, signed by the transferor or his agent duly authorized in this behalf, or in case the transferor refuses to sign, by the transferee or his agent, and shall state the name and address of the transferee. 132. Liability of transferee of actionable claim. The transferee of an actionable claim shall take it subject to all the liabilities and equalities to which the transferor was subject in respect thereof, at the date of the transfer. Illustrations 1. A transfers to C a debt due to him by B. A being then indebted to B. C sues B for the debt due to B to A. In such suit, B is entitled to set off the debt due by A to him, although C was unaware of it at the date of such transfer. A executed a bond in favor of B under circumstances entitling of the former to have it delivered up and canceled. B assigns the bond to C for value, and without notice of such circumstances, C cannot enforce the bond against A. 133. Warranty of solvency of debtor, where the transferor of a debt warrants the solvency of the debtor. The warranty, in the absence of a contract to the contrary, applies only to his solvency at the time of the transfer and is limited where the transfer is made for consideration to the amount or value of such consideration. 134. Mortgage debt, where a debt is transferred for the purpose of securing an existing or future debt. The debt so transferred, if received by the transferor or recovered by the transferee, is applicable. First, in payment of the costs of such recovery. Secondly, in or towards satisfaction of the amount of the time being secured by the transfer, and the residue, if any, belongs to the transferor or other person entitled to receive the same. 135. Assignment of rights under policy of insurance against fire. Every assignee, by endorsement or other writing, of a policy of insurance against fire, in whom the property in the subject insured shall be absolutely vested at the date of the assignment, shall be transferred and vested in him all rights of suit, as if the contract contained in the policy had been made with himself. 135A. Assignment of rights under policy of Marine Act, rep by the Marine Insurance Act 1963, 11 of 1963, S 92, WEF 18, 1963. 136. Incapacity of officers connected with courts of justice. No judge, legal practitioner, or officer connected with any court of justice shall buy or traffic in or stipulate for or agree to receive any share of or interest in any actionable claim, and no court of justice shall enforce at his instance or at the instance of any person claiming by or through him any actionable claim so dealt with by him as aforesaid. 137. Saving of negotiable instruments, etc. Nothing in the foregoing sections of this chapter applies to stocks, shares, or debentures, or to instruments which are for the time being by law or custom negotiable, or to any mercantile document of title to goods. Explanation. The expression mercantile document of title to goods includes a bill of lading, dock warrant, warehouse keeper's certificate, railway receipt, warrant, or order for delivery of goods, and any other document used in the ordinary course of business as proof of the possession or control of goods, or authorizing or purporting to authorize, either by endorsement or by delivery, the possessor of the document to transfer or receive goods thereby represented. I love it. Uh, this is just some charts. The Schedule A statutes, year and chapter, subject, extent of repeal. I'm going to let this go because this has nothing to do with, y'all can't see this. So, well, I guess y'all can, huh? All right. Yeah, I know. But this is coming from the Transfer of Property Act. That was chapter 8. That was chapter 8. Was it chapter 8? I'm not sure, y'all. So, okay, this is the Schedule A statutes, year and chapter. Then the subject, y'all can see extent of repeal. 27 hen year 8 C10 uses the whole. 13 Elias C5 fraudulent conveyance the whole. 27 Elias C4 fraudulent conveyance the whole. 4 MM and Mary C16 Clandestine mortgage is the whole. B acts of the government general and council. I'm gonna just leave this right here for y'all to see. Like, I'm not reading out that. And then most of this stuff ain't even number and year. Subject, lease and release, the whole. Modes of conveying land. Miscellany Profits and Improvement. Indian Trustee Act. Oof. Indian Trustee Act. It looked like a good one. Guess that's it, y'all, for this reading. That was the Transfer of Property Act. Transfer of Property Act. And man, I'm going to read this so many times because there's a lot of information. But yeah, I usually read things like this one. Is my second or third one. And this was the third one. So man, like this one, I'm gonna have to do some real studying hard, look up some definitions, and reread it about 3 or 4, 10 more times till I get it all the way right. But that's a piece. This was the Transfer of Property Act 1882, arraignment of sections. That was a reading. Peace. That's it.